tutti, good evening and welcome to the Italian Radio Hour. Io sono Viviana and I would like to welcome back our regular listeners and also welcome any new listeners. Also be sure to like us on Instagram and Facebook at Italian Radio Hour and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch up on any past video interviews. Vorrei dare il benvenuto ai nostri ascoltatori da tutto il mondo, grazie per essere con noi anche oggi mentre continuiamo il nostro viaggio per l'Italia e la cultura italiana. Today I'm delighted to welcome Antonello Di Matteo, a brilliant clarinetist and educator originally from Abruzzo, now based in Philadelphia. Antonello is the adjunct professor of clarinet at Rowan University. He's also the principal clarinet with the Philadelphia Ballet, the Reading Symphony Orchestra, Allentown Symphony Orchestra, and Capitol Philharmonic of New Jersey. But Antonello is not only a great musician, he's also an inventor, holding a patent for an electronic Italian bagpipe. So his career has taken him from Abruzzo to stages across Europe, North Africa, Middle East, and the US. And today we will trace his fascinating journey from Abruzzese folk roots to a vibrant life in American music. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned, we'll be right back. Parli italiano? Do you want to learn, improve, or master your Italian? Istituto Mondo Italiano can help. Located in the heart of Regent Square, Mondo Italiano offers small group classes and one-on-one private tutoring in person or online to help you learn Italian in no time. Visit us online at istitutomondoitaliano.org. Hi Antonello, salve, benvenuto al programma, welcome.
Ciao Viviana, thanks for having me.
It is a great pleasure to have you because obviously seeing how proliferous your career and how talented you are has sparked my interest to dig a little deeper into who you are, to then realize that you and I actually met about 15 years ago on a tour that led you to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So anyway, before we get to that, as I said in my introduction, you are originally from Abruzzo. So I would like to tell us first, what was your first connection to music growing up in Abruzzo?
Okay, yes, that's a good starting point. I can tell you that I started playing music thanks to my brother. He was taking lessons when he was about 14, 15, I believe, my older brother, and he was taking piano lessons. So I was kind of, uh, interested on what he was doing, and so he led me into the, let's say, musical language. So thanks to him that I could really start this journey with music, and it was quite interesting then how my career switched to folk music and then classical music. About 14 years old, I fell in love with the bagpipes, Italian bagpipes specifically, that in Abruzzo and the central part of Italy is quite popular. And I just started by ear and playing that instrument. At that time, there were not really schools of that kind of instrument that were teaching that. So I started with the bagpipes alone, and I could tell you that after I got more experience with music in general, with accordion and other instruments, so I could basically transmit my knowledge to the bagpipes, and proudly I can say that I developed quite of a method that I could teach as well.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time when I was probably 18, 19, I had a school in Chieti, an associazione, where I was teaching people way older than me. And uh, and then after that, I held a position in a civic school where finally people my age were interested in that. So it was like a really good change in terms of teaching that particular instrument. And of course, while I was making some progress with Italian bagpipes and traveling Italy, playing with many, many bands, groups, and travel around the world, where we actually met a few years ago. Uh, I I started taking lessons on clarinet. Uh,
Mhm.
so specifically, my accordion teacher Roberto Torto, he's a clarinet player, a professional clarinet player. So I fell in love with the instrument while I was studying accordion in Chieti, and that led to started a, basically like a regular course in the
Mhm.
conservatory. So I took a degree in a conservatory in Teramo, and after I just decided to grow my musical skills, moving here to Philadelphia,
Mhm.
and um, where I got an additional master in music performance at Temple University. So that was
Oh,
the main reason also to move here in the States.
yes, and if I believe now this year is your 10th anniversary. I believe you moved in 2015. So happy
Correct.
anniversary.
Yes, this is exactly August 13. So
And
it was,
yeah, it's interesting because when I attended the Discanto concert, the group that you played with,
mhm.
and I kind of recognized your hands on the instrument. It's like I know this guy, I know this guy, and then obviously but I personally, being from Rome, didn't really grow up. Even though Frosinone, we have certain areas in Lazio where those where the folk music tradition is quite vibrant. But I always associated the sound of Zampogna to Christmas because we had the Zampognari that would come around the streets of Rome and
Mhm.
play the several instruments. So my knowledge of it was very limited and again very linked to a childhood memory. So seeing how the extent of the traditions behind it led me this past summer also go to Molise where there is the museum of La Zampogna and see
Yes.
and actually hear all the different sounds based on which part of the world the Zampogna comes from. So there is indeed a lot of education
Mhm.
that can be obtained from that. So when you came to so you came to the United States with this wonderful tour that kind of opened up your curiosity and eyes and said, I want to do more. I want to get to the next level. Personally or professionally, what was the biggest cultural or artistic adjustment that you had to face when you first arrived?
Yes, that's a very good question. In fact, I would say the first cultural shock would be maybe that when I got here. Well, definitely, it's the Italian American community here. They are so uh, like really attached to Italian root. I would say more than Italian people are for their country. It's a very strong community, especially here in Philadelphia. I would say the whole northeast of the U.S., right?
Mhm.
So that was really really good experience for me. First of all, and then I would say because I started at Temple University as a student, um, so the college experience for me was quite different, right, than studying music in a conservatory. So that definitely was quite an interesting adjustment for me,
Mhm.
and everything like how class were organized, rehearsal with orchestra, with ensembles, just college life. It's very, very uh, different
Mhm.
than Europe in general, I would say.
Yeah.
So that was quite challenging in the beginning, but I survived. So that was good.
And you survived beautifully. Now, obviously, I kind of hate to cut a piece of music and not listening to it from the beginning. But talking about music and talking about Antonello's talent without listening to Antonello, I think, it's a little bit of a disfavor. So I'm going to play just a few minutes. I'm going to try to get it to the point where you are indeed. Okay, so this is the Mozart Clarinet Concerto K622, and we'll listen to a minute or so of the performance, and then we will talk about your experience on being on stage. So let me just do all my clicking around. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about when and where this concert was taking place before
Hmm.
I click on play.
Yeah, so here I was conducting and performing the concerto.
Hmm.
It was part of my doctoral program at Temple, and it was quite an experience because usually uh, as a musician we perform a solo concerto with the orchestra having the conductor leading the orchestra, right? But
Hmm.
I wanted to do something that was quite used back in the Mozart time when there was no conductor, and the soloist was basically the leader of the whole ensemble. Um, it was quite a great experience I did with my fellow students at Temple. But yeah, I mean, just go on and
Let's
enjoy a few seconds.
let indeed.
Yeah, you can see I was moving a lot. But
Okay,
thanks
so
for sharing this. I usually don't listen to my music, but maybe
so now that, for instance, you are the principal clarinet of the Philadelphia Ballet, how does that, what does that role entail, and what is the most rewarding part of playing for dance?
yes. Oh, right. Yes. I'm glad you mentioning that because I just got the great news that I reached the tenure position with the Philadelphia Ballet.
Wow!
So that's
Congratulazioni, complimenti.
grazie. So I just tell you the process of every orchestra. here, and
Hmm.
I believe in Europe as well, is that winning an audition doesn't really get you the job. You have to do a certain uh, amount of playing with them. So it's called trial time, trial session. And after this 1 year-ish, usually, um, the orchestra, along with the orchestra committee, they decide uh, if the winner, the candidate is a good good musician for the orchestra or not. Um, so anyway, yes. So playing with we say with dance music rather than symphonic repertoire is very different. So first of all, the the quite, I would say, not rewarding aspect of playing ballet is that musicians don't cannot enjoy the choreography, unfortunately. So because we are
So
stuck in
where
the pit,
located? Yes.
yeah, so we are facing the audience sitting in the pit, and we have no idea what's going on there. So the main part is on the by the conductor.
Mhm.
We have a great uh, musician, music director, Beatrice Afron. She has more than 30 years of experience doing ballet, and so basically she's transmitting us from of what is happening from stage, and it's not very it's not like very easy to do uh,
Mhm.
that kind of job. So and for us and for wing players playing in the pit is not that easy um, and quick adjustment to do. It's we are now we're going to like more specific terms. I would say like the sound projection, it's not always the same when you
Mhm.
play on stage. So
Absolutely.
we have to adjust a few things. Breathing methods has to be a little bit different. How we phrase, and of course before approaching the rehearsal process, I try to understand the story of each ballet. So usually, if I have a solo part that's related to a specific character, I would say if we talk about Cinderella by Prokofiev, so the clarinet basically is the sound of the clarinet, the phrase of the clarinet is Cinderella. So that's the character. So it's a big character in the ballet, in the story. So I try to be more involved in the story and what's happening on stage. So maybe a few uh, chats with the music director about it, uh, and yeah. So it's
It's very
definitely
interesting. I
it's
never, I
very
never
interesting.
thought about it. That all
Yes,
this work, because we kind of just think about maybe investigating more of, the composer and so forth, but it's actually interpreting the character through you and your instrument.
correct. I would say it's not much different than opera. So
Hmm.
I would say the instruments are the voices, like in the opera.
Hmm.
If you want to say, I would say in opera and the ballet, so the instruments are really they have to sing a lot. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's very important. And of course, the bel canto tradition, I would say, helps
Hmm.
like,
Absolutely.
in this language.
Mhm. Is there any repertoire that challenges or inspires you the most?
Speaking of ballet music, you mean,
No,
or
in general, as far as your own things
well,
that.
uh, I can. Okay, so this is a quite yeah, interesting question. Every time I hear this music by Berlioz, okay, so Berlioz was a French composer during the Romantic period. Hector Berlioz. He wrote a symphony, which is not really a standard symphony. It's called Harold in Italy. Um, and so the writing is for viola solo part with orchestra, and the third movement it's called Serenade of Abruzzese Shepherd to His Love. I
Mhm.
don't know if you ever heard that. Okay, I knew about it.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, I knew about it when I was in Italy, of course, making my career with the Zampogna, with the bagpipe,
Mhm.
and with other musicians and association that I was working with, and we did some research, and actually Berlioz came to Italy, well, went to Italy, and he went to Abruzzo. He escaped from Rome. He was like studying there. He got a scholarship, but he didn't really like the what was doing there, so he just escaped and went east of Rome, and he just loved the folk music that he was encountering.
Mhm.
Abruzzo. And he wrote, so this third movement of Harold in Italy is basically a dedication and homage to the Abruzzo region. And you can hear there is a little bit of saltarello in there, there is a little bit serenade, melody, and also the every time I listen to that song, it's very emotional for me.
Okay.
I
I
guess it's related to my
It speaks
roots.
to
I
your
don't
heart.
know.
Yes, yes, indeed, it speaks to your heart. And actually, that is kind of a my next question is a segue to it, because I was wondering when you teach at Rowan University,
Mhm.
what do you hope your students will take away from spending time with you beyond technique?
Well, all the aspects that are beyond techniques, basically. So I want them uh, to really form and develop an artist persona in them. I want them to be able to teach their interpretation to others. Many of them are music education, so one day they will be teachers. So I really want them to develop and gain the real language of music, which is an art, right? And so to transmit that to their future students. Um, yeah, that's the main goal. Main goal.
Mhm,
Practically, when I teach, I always try to give them a few options of interpretations. Let's see if they are we just listened to Mozart, okay? There is no one interpretation of that concerto, of course. And
mhm,
I want them to develop like different styles, um, different forms of that style, especially, and come up with their own interpretation. So it's not something easy, especially for a undergrad student, but definitely takes a little bit of time. Okay, and
mhm,
teacher has a really an essential impact on that.
mhm.
Mhm.
So we are going to go on a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll continue to have a conversation with Antonello regarding bringing music to the community.
Do you love Italian food? Want to learn the secrets of homemade pasta, sauces, and traditional recipes, just like Nana used to make? At Mondo Italiano, our authentic Italian cooking classes bring the taste of Italy right to Pittsburgh. From fresh pasta to regional specialties, every class is a delicious journey through Italy's culinary traditions. Spots fill quickly, so reserve your seat today. Call us at 412-478-2681 or find us online. Mondo Italiano, where Italy comes alive one dish at a time.
Un caffè, per favore. For more than 35 years, Pittsburgh has started its mornings with La Prima Espresso. From freshly roasted beans from around the world to the perfect espresso or cappuccino, every cup is crafted with care. Stop by and enjoy the warmth of our baristas and familiar faces, or bring the taste of Italy home. Order online today at laprima.com. La Prima Espresso, Pittsburgh's coffee. Antonello, as we have been talking and listening to your wonderful performances, you are indeed not just an extraordinary musician, but someone that wants to bring live music to communities. So tell us a little bit about Artsenia and what's the mission of the organization.
Yes, so with Artsenia, I'm the music coordinator, and basically it all happened and started during the COVID pandemic. Everything was shut down, theaters, music halls, everything. So, and us musicians were basically locked in our homes without doing our job. And we started playing for fun, I would say, uh, outside when the weather permitted that. So we just gathered outside and playing for ourselves, and uh, people loved that. So when they were hearing the sound coming out the streets, they just were really looking forward to that. We're really looking forward to live music, and they were bringing their chairs. They just made donations, uh, and that's how it really started. And right now, Artesinia uh, is a great organization in Philadelphia, has a
Mhm,
fantastic classical series and jazz series. You can find e- every week at least one concert.
mhm,
And the great thing is about Artisan is that brings live performances so directly into like communities and neighborhoods in Philadelphia.
mhm,
And so basically the message that we started during COVID pandemic is that the same. Okay, music has
mhm.
to be accessible for every human being. Okay, so
Indeed. Mhm.
yeah, so that's the
Um,
spirit of Artesinia.
do you remember whether maybe it was the first time that you guys got together to play out or any specific performance, so to speak, that you had where that really captured that music meets the community spirit?
Yes, I remember when we performed. Well, perform is not really accurate. I would say when we uh, rehearsed because it was kind of pop-up rehearsal, right?
Let's rehearse outdoor.
Right, right. Yeah, so it was pop-up reading, music reading. So it was about Schubert Octet is a composition by Schubert for clarinet, bassoon, horn, string quartet, and double bass. Yes, I think those are that's the instrumentation. And uh, I remember while playing that, so the local radio WRTI just came and recorded the basically this concert, right?
Mhm,
And we went on the radio. We went then on the local newspaper, the Inquirer. It was very special moment for sure. And that also where kept us going with this mission.
mhm.
Yeah.
Indeed. So we have talked about again your musical talents, but you are also an innovator. So tell us about this electronic Italian bagpipe that you have. You hold a patent with the Italian Department of Economic Development.
Yes.
When did it start? How did it start?
So I started with two other friends. So the project was born thanks to three people. So it's me, Luca Balassone, and Francesco Capuzzi. So let's see, me and Luca, we basically designed um, and thought about the idea of having an electronic bagpipes. The
Mhm,
main purpose, of course, was to have these uh, instrument, this tool, really accessible anywhere. Okay, let's see that you live in an apartment in the center of Rome. I mean, right? You cannot really
It's
practice
kind of
back.
sleep, right? And someone wants to practice or needs to practice, right? There is a little bit of a.
Um, and also that was exactly the time where Italian bagpipes was kind became popular, I would say,
Mhm.
especially with the younger generations like me. And so we contacted an engineer, also musician, Francesco. He's from Sardinia, so
Oh,
we
yes.
we
That's
went
a
over
huge.
there, and he's an
Mhm.
incredible also player of launetas, if you are familiar with the
Yes,
instrument. So,
absolutely.
so having him, also involved in the folk music that helped, of course, developing the instrument as well. And uh, so yeah, we basically patented the the electronic bagpipe. It was quite successful in the beginning. And if you see on the instrument, I don't have one here, but it looks like a small recorder.
I'm going to
Okay.
try to see if I can find one. Go ahead.
Yeah, probably I don't think you can find online
No
that,
picture.
but
It's secret.
uh,
Okay.
but yeah, it was very easy to play, and uh, definitely you could even ride a bus or take the train with your headphones and playing this small tune.
Uh-huh.
It was quite an adventure. Yes, we
Okay.
had we had a few students were using that. Yeah,
Okay. You'll have to send me a picture because indeed you're right. I can't find
I will.
now at
Yes,
least not
it
as
was more than 10 years ago, actually. Yeah.
yes. So, well, let's go back to memory lane. Let's talk about your tour in the United States. As
hmm
I said, I recognize those hands playing the instrument, and here you are. Because thanks to our friends on Facebook, I was able to tag you, all right?
Oh, there you go.
So, was this your first time in the US? And and again, was that a trip that triggered your curiosity or wanted to come to here? Tell us a little bit how you felt.
Yes.
This was, again, 2011. So we're talking about 14 years ago. Yeah, 13, 14 years ago.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, 2011 was first time in Pittsburgh, probably. But
Okay.
but Discanto started touring here in the US since 2006.
Oh, wow.
They
Okay.
came here several times,
Mhm.
and basically I was present uh, every time Discanto came here. And yeah, Pittsburgh was one of the pit stops. Yes. And so what can I tell? It was a great, definitely experience in the beginning. I was 20, first time in the US, and I just remember not only the Italian American community, uh, but the American community was amazed by the the Abruzzese folk vibe.
Mhm.
So our by our sound, and probably we started, I would say, as an experiment to go overseas, and every time we came here, there was already the plan to come back. Uh,
Mhm.
there were many people and many institutions that wanted us to come back, and uh, that's something to be proud of, definitely. Um,
Mhm.
I can tell you if I remember, a few concerts. So the Philadelphia Folk Festival, that was one of the big hit that we did.
Mhm.
We played at WXPN here in Philly at the radio. Obviously in Pittsburgh, I remember a couple of concerts in New York. We went to Boston, Detroit. So mainly the East Coast. Yes.
Mhm. Yes, that's where there is a huge concentration. And I think also the appreciation is that it's a very ancestral music. So even if you might not be from Italy or from Abruzzo, the sounds and those instruments really capture your soul. And there might be also influences from other cultures that
Yes,
can be perceived sometimes, maybe a little Arabic, maybe a little Greek or a little.
correct.
And so everyone feels included and really, really captured.
Yes. It's interesting
So,
you say that because Italy is a port. It's
mhm,
it's been
indeed.
like a port for everybody. Yes.
Hmm.
Like in the past 2000 years we can how many really countries we got influenced by. So Abruzzo is definitely one of them. We got the Eastern European influence and then Spanish, the French, something from the Germans, something
Hmm.
from the North Africa, and we can definitely hear that from our folk songs. Yes, yes.
Do you still pick up the bagpipe, or is merely 99% 99.999 clarinet?
So unfortunately, my schedule doesn't allow to. And when I have some time off, I try to do some yoga,
Hmm.
like with my
Meditation. Yes.
mind, try to
Mhm.
to have a break because it's a lot. Like playing in four orchestras and teaching
I,
three colleges. But I should definitely. It's upstairs. Um, she's
Make me a
there.
promise. Make me a promise that do you go back to Abruzzo to see family on a regular
I
basis,
I do
or?
usually in the summer, the first half of June, when I have some time off, I usually go back. Yes, and for the first time after 10 years, I went back this year in January for my birthday.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, I don't even
Also,
remember when it was the last time I celebrated my birthday back home. So yes, I do have to ask you, what is your favorite Abruzzese dish that you are craving in the US that you can't get?
many, ma
Huh?
many dishes. I would start with rosticini first of all.
I had it there. It's like arrosticini or ribs. I was going to ask you, have you traded your palate so much? And yes.
So rosticini, we can find a few restaurants here. They're trying to make arrosticini, but the main problem is the source, the sheep.
The meat, yes, you have to
Yeah,
have a little bit of fat, a little bit. It's not just lean or
but they use lamb here instead
yeah,
of sheep. So
yeah.
that's
It's
you
texturing
cannot
it.
really taste like the real arrosticini without using sheep. And the other dish is pallotte caciove. I don't know
Uh,
if you are familiar with that.
Believe me, yes, indeed. So yes,
Yeah,
we some of palotte caciova, that's it needs simplicity, so delicious, especially when it dances, it simmers in the sauce, and you just one calls for another.
there you go.
And the concert venues, open air piazza or a grand concert hall, what would it be your preference?
Right now,
Now, in general, I'm just kind of giving you alternatives about scenarios. Yes, so yes, open air piazza or grand concert hall.
I would say concert hall during the day and piazza at night.
Beautiful.
Do you
I
like it?
I can definitely picture that.
Both. I would say both. Yes, it
Yes.
depends also from the season.
The next one, I'm not going to ask you one or the other because it will be like choosing between two children, but bagpipes or clarinet, how do they complement each other? Or which one of the two do you feel that one should master first before moving to the other?
Well, they're
Completely different.
they're completely different instrument. The only analogy they have is it's air. So they are so basically wind instruments. Okay,
Mhm.
one is uh, non-direct wind instrument, which is a bag, right?
Mhm.
We use a bag for that. We cannot control the reed
Mhm.
really much. in the bagpipes. With the clarinet, it's basically it's all about playing the instrument with your air, touching the reed directly, the mouthpiece. So, but they are not very very different with each other. I would say, uh, mm, well, you can master both. Probably clarinet has more repertoire, although he's younger than the bagpipes. We see the big picture and the music history. Uh, but yeah, there is much more repertoire, so I would say it's more challenging definitely than playing the bagpipes. But I would say uh, having a good root in your music background, so starting with the folk instrument, it will definitely help your career.
Yeah.
So I encourage students to dig into folk music a little bit more in
Indeed.
general.
It's digging our roots, not only musically, but just as a human being. What is an Abruzzese saying or habit you will never lose? So either an Abruzzese expression that you might, maybe when you're talking to yourself or something that you still use, or maybe a little habit that you kind of.
The, Now that you're asking that, the first thing comes in my mind, like my mom or my friends, they always were saying, "Sta buono rock, sta buono tutta la rock." So, like describing that person is very selfish, right?
Mhm.
So when this person it's all about himself or herself. So if he's
Uh-huh.
happy with himself, so he doesn't care about the others, basically.
Yes.
It's just I remember. There are so many, right? There is also a book I heard of the, of the Abruzzese proverbs.
Okay, I will have to get one because I get really curious about it. Now, the last kind of question, if Abruzzo had a soundtrack, what would it sound like? And would you still associate that beautiful piece that you were talking about, Berlioz, or would you associate something else?
Personal, Personally, yes, I will give that. I
Mm-hmm.
would give that piece as
Okay.
everything in there.
Okay.
Just go listen to it. The third movement.
The third movement.
Um,
I have it.
yeah.
I have it now ready to go on Spotify as soon as we hang up. So I will have to listen to it. Antonello, what is waiting for you? I'm gonna bring up your website because this is where you can enjoy some of his performances. Let me just go onto the website. You have a calendar full of performances. So tell us what is coming up next for you. What are you looking forward to?
Okay, should I put the calendar here? I don't remember.
Um,
There's
I,
so many.
I'm going there. I'm just moving on from the
Oh,
video
there you go.
calendar. So I was looking for, by chance, if you were getting any closer to Pittsburgh, we might have to work a little harder on that.
Yeah, not. I was actually in Pittsburgh play with the symphony in August, but it's not coming up.
Yeah,
I just finished.
not for next
Yeah,
few months. Yes. Mhm.
unfortunately. But I'll let you know if my schedule changes. I just finished these 2 weeks intense with the ballet where we had Carmen by Bizet and Bolero by
Mm.
Ravel, but
Oh, beautiful. Mhm.
choreographed with ballet. It was very, very fun,
Yeah, I
interesting.
can see it.
People
Yeah.
loved it. And also a week of kind of, going to the Halloween uh, at the end. So we did this evening of horror.
Did you have to dress up as well? Or
No, I did not,
and
but
then you ask the musicians to take part in the dressing up part of it?
we usually do that during Nutcracker, like Christmas season.
Oh,
Uh,
okay,
yeah,
nice.
that's fun. But I saw a few skeletons around the pit. That was
Okay.
fun.
Those were the musicians that didn't really play that well. No.
Yes. No, right, right.
So I'm just cruising on to, again, the website is antonellodimatteo.com. You will have also ways of contacting him directly. Antonello, your story beautifully captures the spirit of Italian creativity, where
Thank
passion,
you.
tradition and innovation meet. And again, from the folk sounds of Abruzzo to symphonic halls in Philadelphia, your music really connects cultures and people. And we thank you very much for sharing your journey with us today, because it's probably very inspiring to all of us, also to young talents. And you're just reminded us that whenever we go, the melodies of home always stay with us. And I wanted to thank you for that. Do you have any piece of recommendation that you would give to a young musician from a small Italian town or from a smaller town who dream of an international career?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me and your beautiful words. Uh, you mean a piece of music
No, a piece of advice, a
advice?
recommendation, so that that dream doesn't just stay a dream.
But just if you have a dream, just don't give up, I would say.
Mhm.
Um, just uh, and every time try to be yourself, even if you are changing, I would say, your career like I did from uh, the world music to classical. Uh, I didn't change my personality. I didn't change my character. So I believe I'm the same guy. And just work hard, keep doing that, and I would. And I'm sure the time will give you nice and good awards.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Just we just have to persevere and be patient and
Well, just be Abruzzese, capatost, right?
esatto.
That
Indeed.
would be the great advice. There you go.
Yes, it's, okay. So unfortunately, our time together is up. Il Big Ben ha detto stop. I don't know. You might be too young to recognize this expression from an old
Mhm.
Italian TV show, and so Tortora. But it's time for us to say arrivederci e alla prossima. And we want to thank you for tuning in into the program. And if you have any questions or comments, or if you have any topics you would like us to address, please contact us at italianradiohour@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. And remember, if you or any of your feminine friends have missed a prior episode or would like to listen to this episode again, subscribe to the Italian Radio Hour on YouTube or where you catch your favorite podcasts. And also, don't forget to share this episode because sharing is caring. So I would like to thank my guest again, Antonello Di Matteo. In bocca al lupo per tutto. And our sponsor is Istituto Mondo Italiano and La Prima Espresso. Until next time, alla prossima. Ciao ciao.